It started with one email. Subject line, new productivity policy effective immediately. By the end of the week, our office was in chaos, all because my boss decided that smartphones were the enemy. So when he banned phones at the office, I did exactly what he wanted. And that's when everything fell apart. I worked at a mid-sized software company. Nothing glamorous, just rows of desks, too many meetings, and the kind of coffee that tastes like burnt stress. My team handled support for major corporate clients. When something broke, we were the ones putting out fires. And because of that, our phones weren't toys. They were tools, two-factor authentication, emergency alerts, after-hours client calls. We needed them to survive. Enter my boss, Mark, the kind of manager who believed that if you weren't visibly suffering, you weren't really working. He loved three things: metrics, control, and making a big show out of fixing problems that didn't exist. Phone usage is out of control. TikTok, Instagram, this is why our numbers are slipping. Except our numbers weren't slipping. We had just finished our best quarter in months. But why let facts get in the way of a good power trip? Later that day, we get the email. Effective tomorrow. Personal cell phones are no longer permitted on the office floor. All phones must be stored in your locker. No EXCPTONS. We tried to warn him. One coworker asked, "What about two-factor codes? We can't log into our tools without them." Another asked about emergency calls from daycare. So I went up to him and asked, just to be clear, are we still allowed to use phones for work stuff? Client calls, emergencies. Mark, if it's that important, find another way. The problem is you people are addicted. If I see a phone, it's a write-up. No exceptions. That's when I had one of those dangerous, quiet thoughts. Okay, if you want us to follow the policy to the letter, then we will. The next morning, every locker was full. No one had a phone at their desk. Not one. Mark walked the floor looking smug. He thought he won. But he forgot one thing. We used our personal phones for everything he wasn't paying for. Day 1, IT rolls out a security update. New login requires a two-factor code sent to, you guessed it, our phones. Normally, we'd grab our devices, punch in the code, done. But now, no phones on the floor. So we opened a ticket with it. Unable to log in due to no phone policy. Please advise. And then we waited. Productivity didn't go up. It went to 0. Day 2, the client starts screaming. A major law firm needed urgent support. They emailed, "Why aren't you answering our calls?" I replied, "Per company policy, we cannot have phones on the floor. Please email us your issue." They didn't like that. They demanded to speak to a manager. So I transferred them to Mark. He had to take the call on his own personal cell phone because he realized too late that our desk phones didn't dial international numbers. But on day 3, the policy finally did what we knew it would. It caused a disaster. One of our clients was a hospital. At 4:45 p.m., their system threw a critical error. Under normal circumstances, we'd get a push alert. But thanks to the phone ban, all those emergency alerts were buzzing away inside a locked metal cabinet in the hallway. At 5 p.m., we logged off. No phones, no alerts, no after-hours heroics. The next morning, I walked into a funeral. Mark was pale. The hospital had been down for 4 hours. Upper management was there. The room went silent. I spoke up. Very calmly, we followed the policy. No phones on the floor. We didn't see the alerts until we opened our lockers this morning. The room went silent. I spoke up. Very calmly, we followed the policy. No phones on the floor. We didn't see the alerts until we opened our lockers this morning. You could see the exact moment his career left his body. The VP turned to him and asked, "Is it true you blocked emergency alerts to increase productivity?" The phone ban was dead by noon. Mark was reassigned to a department where he couldn't touch anything important. I didn't scream, I didn't fight. I just did exactly what my boss told me to do and let his own policy destroy him. If there's one thing I've learned about toxic bosses, it's this: sometimes the best way to break the rules is to follow them too perfectly. If you love watching toxic bosses get what they deserve, click this video right here for another story of corporate revenge.